Welcome, this is Maddie. Welcome to another Crochet Talk video. Today I'd like to talk about how I made this Smiley Face Keychain. I spent a good part of my day yesterday trying to come up with some keychain ideas. One of my main reasons was to figure out how to make a wristlet keychain. But at the end of the night, this idea popped up in my head, and it was perfect because I was able to use some leftover bulky yellow yarn I had from a previous project. Besides this smiley face, here it is a picture of the wristlet keychain I was able to come up with. I also made this sun keychain. It's more on the plushy side, even though this one doesn't have a stuffing. And this is my sunflower keychain that I came up with as well. Those two big plushies were good because I was able to use the yarn I already had in hands. Some yellow and like orange born color and orange color as well. But for this one that I'm doing in particular, it's pretty simple, and I think it would be a great idea to personalize. You could do this smiley face, but you could also make any emotion faces, like a scared face or an excited face. Anything really would be super cute. Maybe a winking face would also be super fun. So this is not a step-by-step video, but I can mention how I made this keychain, which consists in 2 circles. So if you're familiar with crochet and working in rounds, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook and a burnout blanket yellow color yarn. So I start doing a slip knot, then I do 6 single crochets on the second chain from the hook. That's my first round. Then for the second round, working continuous round by the way, I do 2 single crochets in each stitch, give me 12 stitches. Then on the third round, I work 2 single crochet stitches in one stitch, and then in the following stitch I do 1 single crochet, giving me 18 stitches by the end of the round. And in my last round, I will work 2 single crochet stitches in one stitch, then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, giving me 24 stitches by the end of the work. And I finish it up doing a slip stitch on the next following stitch. So I do 2 of these circles, and in one of them I'm gonna leave a tail that I'm gonna use to sew both circles together. So I'm gonna speed up the process of making the second circle because it's more the same. In a little bit at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you another version of this same project I made using a glow chenille yarn. I did 1 extra round, which means I did 2 single crochet stitches in one stitch, and then I did 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, giving me 30 stitches by the end of the last round. So chenille yarn is a bulkier yarn as well, but it's still a bit thinner compared to the burnout blanket, and I was afraid that if I only ended at the 24 stitch count, it would look a lot smaller than the yellow one, and it turned out really a tiny bit bigger than the yellow one. And in reality, it could even use worsted weight normal size for most people yarn, and you just have to adjust the size of the hook for that to work. Maybe a 4 or 4.5 millimeter hook, and you will need to keep increasing the rounds by 1 single crochet stitch every couple of stitches. They would use in 1 stitch, you would add 1 stitch following. So we began doing 2 single crochets in each stitch, then 2 single crochets in 1 regular stitch, then 2 single crochets in 2 regular stitches. You keep adding 2 single crochets and 3 regular stitches until you get to the size you want. So after you're done creating the 2 circles, we will need black yarn and a tapestry needle. So now if you enjoy using safety eyes, go ahead and do that. Since I have smaller kids around, I prefer still to sew my own little face. So I still sew my eyes on many plushes I create. So with this yarn, I'm going around about 5 times so that I get the width that I want. And after that, I do 1 stitch in the horizontal, like from side to side, to kind of hold the shape of that eye for me. And after I do the eyes, I'll make a little smiley face. I was in doubt if I wanted like a really big smile or a shorter smile, and I went with a shorter smile, but this is about preferences. So if you end up making something like that, you just do whatever you think looks best for your project. After we put a face on a little circle, we are going to sew both circles together. I am using the long tail I mentioned before and a tapestry needle. I am working from front to back, and I'm making sure of grabbing both stitches, and then I'll pull tight as I can. And I'll just do that motion all around the circle. But before we sew it shut, I will put some polyfill filling in it as well. I think it's already looking super cute, and it's gonna look even cuter once we put some stuff in it. It's gonna be very fluffy as well. Now we're doing some basic weaving of that tail, and we're giving it a couple knots before we trim the excess yarn. It already looks super cute, and now that it's left is adding my keychain rings to it. And here it is. I think it will look adorable on a kid's backpack or someone's purse or bag, or being used as a keychain. Just add your key to it here it is, the blue one I made, like I mentioned, with the chenille yarn and one extra round. The only difference besides the extra round is that instead of sewing them together, I did the slip stitch all around on the both of the circles. So you can see it's a bit bigger than the yellow one, but I am satisfied with the results. I think they look very nice. Thanks so much for watching another video. I appreciate you being here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you wish. Thank you so much once again, and have a good one.